As soon as Hanli stepped into the array, he immediately felt a burst of indescribable pressure weighing down upon his body. He felt as if he were standing on a seabed with a boundless volume of water above him, and in that instant he was completely immobilized. The threads of golden light converged from all directions, surrounding him before revolving around his body. While a series of golden ripples descended upon him from above, Hanli raised an eyebrow as he felt two bursts of power surge into his body from the array, one gentle and inquisitive, while the other was vast and insistent. The two bursts of power surged through his entire body, inspecting everything that they passed through. Hanli made no attempt to resist these two bursts of power, as they only lingered in his body for a brief moment before his mobility was restored. And he continued to make his way out of the array with a calm expression. Ever since he left the inn, he had been circulating his immortal spiritual power in accordance with the methods stipulated in the water divination time arts. On top of that, he had also used a secret technique to seal away the majority of the tremendous energy in his body, concealing most of the aura of his true spirit bloodlines and the great universe origin arts. He had done everything that he could to conceal any information that could expose him, and if the heavenly mirror array could still identify him, then he would just have to accept such an outcome. The golden array continued buzzing as the two bursts of power flowed through Hanli's body, lingering momentarily at the seals in his body and in the fingers of his right hand. But ultimately raising no alarm, Hanli heaved an internal sigh of relief, then made it the rest of the way through the array to arrive by Fox 3 and Shichuankong's side. The two of them gave Hanli a nod, then turned their attention to Immortal Lord Hotflame, who had also stepped into the array at this point, and was able to make it through without incident as well. You can come through to the interregion teleportation array now, fellow Taoists. The teleportation fee will be 1,000 immortal origin stones per person, the imposing man said. Hanli and the others each handed over 1,000 immortal origin stones to the man, and while handing over his teleportation fee, Fox 3 snuck yet another storage ring into the man's hand. A faint smile appeared on his face, and he instructed Hanli's group to come with him, then led the way into another hall. There was a teleportation array that was over 100 feet in size on the ground in the hall, and there were countless silver patterns in the array, not inferior in number to that of the heavenly mirror array. Bursts of silver light were flashing incessantly within the array, giving off formidable spatial fluctuations. Hanli's group made their way into the teleportation array under instructions from the imposing man, who then swept a sleeve through the air to release 4 streaks of white light, each of which adhered itself to one of Hanli and his companions, revealing themselves to be 4 white triangular talismans. After that, the imposing man summoned a silver badge and began chanting an incantation. And the silver-haired young man and the elderly man also made their way over to the other side of the array, before summoning a jade badge each. The silver light within the teleportation array instantly brightened significantly, and Hanli's group vanished shortly thereafter. Following the successful teleportation, the flashing light and spatial fluctuations in the array quickly subsided, and the silver-haired young man and the elderly man made their way over to the imposing man's side. "You two can have these immortal origin stones," the imposing man said as he summoned a storage tool before tossing them at the two men. The two of them were ecstatic, and they immediately extended a collective curtsy. "Thank you, Administrator Fang." Only after the imposing man had departed did the two of them open the storage ring to find 100 immortal origin stones inside, with each of them claiming half. I'd always heard that working on the second floor of the Flying Immortal Hall was a very lucrative job, but I didn't think it was this good. At this rate, it won't take long before I can afford a graded immortal treasure, the silver-haired young man said in an excited manner. "Of course! Why else do you think so many people want to come here?" The elderly man chuckled. The two of them chatted for a while longer, then departed from the hall. In the northern region of the Black Soil, Immortal region was a long and thin continent by the name of the Black Dragon Continent, The northern part of the continent was filled with mountains and rivers with extreme topographic variance and very complex terrains. Due to the special terrain in the region, there were very many cities there, but very few large ones. And the largest of all of the continent's northern cities was Black Glaze City, which was situated in the Drawer Beam mountain range. Even though the northern region of the Black Soil Immortal region was very sparsely populated, it wasn't a very perilous place. Instead, it was rife with all types of precious spirit soils, and as a result, it was home to many spirit medicines and mountain spirits. Many of the trading houses in the nearby Immortal regions that were in the spirit medicine business saw this place as a blessing from the heavens. And there were many branches of these trading houses established nearby, harvesting and planting spirit medicines, while also mining for mineral and spirit soil resources. Black Glaze City derived its name from a special type of black spirit soil found in the Drawer Beam mountain range. Black Glaze soil contained abundant spiritual chi, but it couldn't be used for planting spirit medicines. Instead, it was far better suited to being fired into puppets. Due to its unique cohesiveness and spiritual chi retention properties, introducing certain ratios of black glaze soil during the puppet refinement process could significantly increase the chances of successful refinement, as well as the caliber of the final puppet. It was exactly because of this that black glaze soil was extremely sought after. And following the past close to 1 million years of excavation, almost all of the black glaze soil in the entire mountain range had been exhausted. With all of the underground black glaze soil reserves emptied out, the entire Drawer Beam mountain range had sunk downward. As a result, it had become a flatter and smoother area than nearby places, thereby making it an ideal site for constructing large ferry stations for ships to dock at. Hence, starting from over 100,000 years ago, all mining activities had ceased in the Drawer Beam mountain range. Several large ferry stations had been constructed in some areas of the mountain range, while the rest of it had been covered in spirit soil and converted into spirit medicine fields. As for the central area of the mountain range, a giant underground city had been constructed there. And that was Black Glaze City. The city bore several hundred kilometers deep into the earth and was split up into 7 levels, thereby giving it its alternative name of Sevenfold City. On the deepest 7th level of the city was a large teleportation hall that received cultivators who had come from the nearby Black Mountain Immortal region. At this moment, there were 4 figures making their way out of the teleportation hall, and they were none other than Han Li's group. Fox 3 and Shi Chuankong were leading the way, while Han Li and Immortal Lord Hotflame trailed along behind them, and the latter was looking rather tense. "What's wrong, fellow Taoist Hotflame? Are you feeling a little uneasy now that we've returned to the Black Soil Immortal region?" Han Li asked with a smile. "The Black Mountain Immortal region isn't far away from the Black Soil Immortal region, but I've never dared to come back here. Hence, I don't know what this immortal region is like now, and I can't help but feel a little apprehensive." Immortal Lord Hotflame replied with a wry smile. "This Black Soil Immortal region really does seem to be a unique place. I've never seen a teleportation hall constructed so deep underground." Han Li inspected his surroundings to discover that the ceiling of the hall was extremely tall, and there was a series of giant glowing jewels embedded into it, giving off dazzling radiance that illuminated the entire space. The hall behind him was embedded into the rock face, while up ahead was a spacious hall, and there were 2 wide passageways branching off from the hall, leading to the left and the right. Right now, we are inside an underground city constructed out of a mine. In addition to this teleportation hall, there are also many inns and shops down here. I'll take you on a tour of the nearby area so you get to see what this place is all about, Fox 3 said to Han Li, seemingly quite familiar with the area. "I'm looking forward to it." Han Li replied with a smile. The 4 of them made their way down the passageway on the left, and sure enough, there was a series of buildings embedded into the mountain faces on either side of the passageway, and there were many signs outside the buildings, just like one would expect to see in inns and shops in normal cities. You won't find many merchants or travelers on the 7th level of the city, but the branches of all of the major trading houses have been set up here, and the 2 largest inns in the city are also on this level. Fox 3 introduced as the group made its way down the boardwalk. They passed through an arched opening, then walked a few hundred meters before arriving in a spacious hall. There was a 2-story stone archway situated in the hall near the mountain face, and there were all types of intricate designs engraved upon it, presenting a mesmerizing sight to behold. At the top of the archway was a huge plaque that bore the words, "100 Creations Pavilion," in large, golden characters. Han Li had stopped in front of the archway and was looking up at the plaque, and upon noticing this, Shi Chuankong asked, "Do you want to take a look inside, fellow Taoist Li?" "Does this place have anything to do with the 100 Creations Mountain?" Han Li asked. "Have you not heard of 100 Creations Pavilions, fellow Taoist Li? The 100 Creations Mountain is renowned across the entire true immortal realm for its tool refinement prowess, and it has shops set up across many immortal regions in the form of these 100 Creations Pavilions," Shi Chuankong explained. "I see. It seems like I really do need to get out more," Han Li replied with a smile. Even though he had spent a lot of time with Taoist Master Jingyang in the past, most of the conversations between them pertaining to the 100 Creations Mountain were related to the art of tool refinement, so he wasn't aware of these other facets. "I suppose that's not too surprising. I've heard from fellow Taoist Worm 3 that you've been living in the northern glacial immortal region prior to coming to the Black Mountain immortal region. The northern glacial immortal region is a very secluded place, and I don't think there are any 100 Creations pavilions there," Fox 3 said. Shi Chuankong's brows furrowed ever so slightly upon hearing this, and he turned to take a subtle glance at Han Li. Han Li noticed his gaze and gave him a smile, and Shi Chuankong nodded in response before looking away.